Nothing's ever simple in the world of Meghan Markle, is it? You know, when you think about it, it's been a big year of, some might suggest, disasters. The launch of American Riviera, the jams, you know, all sorts of things that were supposed to take off haven't, including so far the cooking show, which now looks set to be in the early part of 2025. Again, you see a huge mistake. I don't know if you agree on this, but a huge mistake there, because people do cooking in the winter, entertaining friends, that sort of stuff. And it would have been a great way of capturing an amazing audience who, if they like Meghan's idea of style and entertaining and mixing and all that sort of stuff, it could have brought in an audience. So once again, a lost mega opportunity. But according to a very well-placed source, Meghan, as ever, is really rattled. And it's all really down to this. And she believes something that should have been done and nipped in the bud at a very early stage. Let me explain. Hi, nice to see you. You all right? Well, I know, we just take a moment. I'm just saying, are you all right? I'm glad you are, and as ever, thank you for your time today. Also, just thank you for enjoying so many of the videos. I'm glad you all enjoyed the one about George Formby and, of course, the British monarchy. Sad story that, wasn't it, really? Because he obviously had a difficult time, some might suggest, in the marriage, and then the minute he gets free, of course, not allow that either, you know. If you haven't checked it out, as I often say, it's all free. Just go back a few of the lines and you'll see them and all the videos there. There's many other things that you may enjoy. As a lot of people say, do you do anything else but the royals or Harry and Meghan? Plenty of things, up to you what you click on, as ever. Let's get back to your royal story of the day. This really has created so many waves, let's be brutally honest. This is, of course, the Hollywood Reporter's terrible suggestion, some might suggest, that Meghan is, well, very difficult to work with and all that type of stuff. But the editor is sticking by this particular story. Now, here's where it gets really interesting and rather confusing, because when you think about it, if you have been signed to a major agency, like, of course, the William Morris Endeavour Agency, the biggest possibly celebrity agency in the world, then you have a lot of clout. Let me tell you, you know, the big stars that you represent, you can play one off to the other. You know, we used to do this in the record industry. If you had a record at #1, you got a new boy band or a singer, take that person as well and we'll give you an exclusive performance. You play them off. That's the name of the game in the industry. So one might suggest as well, of course, when William Morris signed Meghan Markle, that they thought they had something of a, you know, powwow on their hands. A former royal and still been able to trade under the name of Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. But has this story literally, you know, ate through digital headlines and print headlines around the world, literally rendering her sort of personality, her brand, whatever you want to call it, well, finished almost, you know, because this is now the story. It's bigger than her and everybody's been talking about it. Apparently she didn't understand why it wasn't nipped in the bud, and as ever, allegedly very upset with the way that this has gone. One might suggest she's leaning towards, well, exactly what did William Morris Endeavour do? As I said, they would have had a lot of power. They should have nipped it in the bud. Why didn't they? Well, according to that source, the reason being is that, you know, they did try and stop the story, but apparently the Hollywood Reporter were not going to back down because they had cast iron proof. Now, they don't want to offend one of the biggest publications in the world. They need them for all their other stars. So clearly they don't rate Meghan as highly as perhaps some of the other stars on the label. And one might suggest, of course, that's a very wise thing to do. They're still making a lot of money for William Morris Endeavour. Either way, this hasn't gone unnoticed by the former royal. There's nothing she can do because right now, clearly she's not earning them a lot of money. But as this relationship goes on, and literally as we head towards the spring, which is when normally the contract would be renewed, or at least a review at this point, it's going to be interesting to see who caves in first. And more importantly, can they do anything now to rescue the reputation of the former royal? This is a developing story. When I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of a darker London.